Brian Palavira on Far here with Anna Frost at Dakota's mom's house before the 2015 Hardrock 100. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How long have you been wanting to run Hardrock?
Well, it was from when I first came out here to pace Joe. That was 3 years ago now. And I just came out here. I knew nothing really about the course or the race or the history or the place. I'd never been in those mountains, and came out, and pretty much my first run out here was up Handies, and I'd asked to go on a run on the course, and we went up Handies, and I was like, well, where's the course? And they're like, we're on the course, and I just fell in love. I was like, wow, that a race could be somewhere so high, so big, so unmarked, was quite amazing.
And you've tried for a couple of years to get in. 1 year, when they still had an essay application option, you went for that.
Yeah, and they didn't accept anyone that year from the essay, and then so I did the Bear 100 to qualify last year, and then was just amazingly lucky this year to get in.
Yeah. How did the Bear go for you last year?
It was great. I had a really good experience for my first 100. I don't expect all of them to be as good as that. But I went in super prepared. I had a really great crew with Rock Corton and Kath, and I knew I had a big backing behind me to get that done, and I didn't have pressure to do any time. I just needed to finish it, and so I just had a really good day. Yeah, from physically and mentally, I was just ready for it.
Do you think having that change of or lack of pressure, not only externally but internally, because all you needed was to finish?
Yeah, yeah.
Did that perhaps add to you having a better race?
Yeah, and I think just the whole environment there, I guess racing in general in America is a lot calmer, is a lot less like a circus than in Europe, and so for me it automatically puts you in a better space.
Yeah.
You're already like not buzzing around, getting stressed out, and so I think, yeah, I went in it just prepared, relaxed, and with no expectations to finish, but no pressure on myself.
Yeah. I mean, as far as races go, I don't know which is more low-key. For races that fill up, the Bear or Hardrock, they're both pretty...
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people use the Bear as a qualifier, so a lot of people want to get into it. But also just because it's a really great 100, it's such a cool scene.
And you've been here in Colorado, on and off, but mostly on for a while now.
Yeah, I arrived in USA on the 1st of June. Took a little bit of a road trip. I arrived into Vegas, picked up my crazy van, and drove into Flagstaff, had a day in the Grand Canyon, and then came over here. So I've been here for a month now. Yeah.
How has your acclimation and training gone here?
Acclimatizing was good. I guess that first week I was a little bit calm. I'd been traveling. I'd sort of been on a roller coaster for the first 6 months of the year. So with a little bit of injury, still getting through that. And I acclimatized pretty well, and then it was just getting in the mountains every day for a long day, and I found it really good. The legs didn't get it all battered. I seemed to be recovering very well from day to day, and managed to get in good miles, but not the entire course because it's so much snow.
Yeah.
So that's put a little bit. I really like to go into a race that means so much to me, knowing a lot about the race and knowing exactly where I'm going, feeling really confident with it. So that's been a little bit of a stress, but at this point I've just said, okay, well, I'll keep my fingers crossed that I can keep on track. I've got 3 really good paces that can take me through the dark in the last part of the course when I'm seeing flying porcupines or something going on strange, and I'm sure they'll keep me on track.
Yeah. So you've had one 100-mile race where you didn't have any pressure or expectations, or you just need to finish.
Yeah.
This one, there's probably some external pressure, and is there any internal pressure to perform?
No, I mean, it's always nice to have the race of your life, isn't it? No matter who you are or where you are or what it is. So ideally I would love to do that, but at this point getting to the start line is my first goal, and so far it seems like I'm going to do that. I wasn't able to start Transvolcania this year, so one of the hardest things for me is getting to a start line of a race.
Yeah.
It's hard. You've got to do a lot of preparation. You do a lot more in your preparation than you do on race day. So for me, getting to the start line is a huge hurdle to overcome. So once I've done that, then it's a matter of like just taking the day as it comes. And yes, I would like to have a mind-blowing, amazing day, record-breaking, whatever. beating Killian even to the finish. But I'm also open to getting in there in 47 hours and 59 minutes if that's what it takes.
Yeah. And you did mention you dealt with some injury earlier this year. Are you close to 100%?
Yeah. I got the MRIs done on my back and my hips, and it was perfect. So it was strange because there was pain there, but knowing that there was no bone damage was a huge relief for me. And I think mentally then I was able to say, okay, well, let's just sort this out, whatever it is. And I think coming to these mountains helped. Doing long walking days up in the mountains, I mean, you can't really run up here, and I think that just straightened me out and twisted me up, and I've had some good therapy while I've been here as well. And yeah, it's I'm feeling really good.
Nice. So you think a balance of maybe having run more earlier in the year, and maybe switching to hiking just uses different muscles, and
yeah, I think it was using different muscles, and maybe just giving myself a little bit of a mental break, you know, being in the mountains that I really love and spending the day out there doing what I love rather than sort of buzzing around doing all sorts of different things.
Now, being here in the San Juan Mountains, you said you love, and who doesn't? Have you found it hard now that it's time to perhaps taper to not go out there every day and do
I mean, it's so
5 hours? Or?
It's really, really hard to taper. It's the worst thing in the world. But I think if you've done a really good block of training, then you're usually pretty tired at the time when you need to start tapering. So I had the whirlwind trip to Western States to Pace Francois, and that kind of coincided with being really tired from training hard and then needing to taper. So I just took the break and have started tapering.
And since coming back, it probably broke the string of training.
Well, I guess the hard thing now is that the snow is melting out, so you can get over different parts of the course that we haven't been able to. So we did a day up Handies, which was just really nice mentally to get up there up to that height. And it was my first 14er. It was the first part of Hardrock I'd seen, so it was like a good place to go and just let off all my steam and say, okay, now we're ready to race.
Now you're ready to race and to rest.
And to rest, yeah.
It's going to be the longest run you've ever done. No matter what happens, even on a good day. Are you going to approach the race any differently in terms of nutrition or pacing or effort?
No, I like going off at a steady pace and trying to keep at it. I mean, I know I'm definitely going to slow up in the days, but I'm just going to go at it with an open mind. I think these races you have to be very, very flexible. I'm under no illusion that I'm going to go into a dark space. But I also know that I can come back out of that, and people do. Obviously, if there's a major injury going on or whatever, that you don't come back from that. But these races, you see people going to strange places and coming out and having a great day in the end. So I'm prepared for that. I'm open for that. It's going to be a long day, and I know that. And so I think you just have to keep fueling. If you feel like being sick, then be sick and then start again. I mean, it's not that pleasant, but it's what people always tell me.
Now, do you do anything on the mental side to help get you out of those physical and mental lows?
I mean, usually those come later on in the day, and I guess that's a bonus of having paces that hopefully they can like tell a really bad joke or just tell you a good story or at least just be there so you can think of them or ask them a question or talk to them or hit them with your pole or something to get your anger out. I don't know.
So who are you going to be whacking with your pole late in the race?
Well, I've got Gavin from Gavin McKenzie. So we did Nolan's. I crewed him for Nolan's last year, and he put on a huge effort. And that was, I mean, an extreme showcase of like going to a really deep space and pushing through. Then Eric Skaggs is going to take me through the middle part, and then Ron Brazelton at the end. So I've done probably more partying with those two than running, but it's going to be a great
hopefully you put that on pause for the next week, and then maybe on absolutely. Saturday night go to Montagna.
Sunday.
Maybe Sunday.
Might leave it till Sunday.
Well, congratulations on making it this close to the start line, and best of luck out there.
Good luck to you.
And a bonus question for you, Anna. Had any interesting encounters with wildlife while you've been up here in the San Juan?
Yes, those flying porcupines. Yeah, the bottom of my van is completely chewed apart, and my dashboard is flashing with all the lights from the from where he's eaten the electrical wires. And right now my van is in the mechanic, so yeah.
Well, hopefully you don't have any of those sort.
Well, if I do, I'm going to stab them with my pole, that's for sure.
All right.